Well, same thing as the president.
I am not claiming to be, I'm not a tax attorney, I am not a CPA, and I am not claiming to have all of the answers. And to be perfectly honest, the solutions that I'm proposing, I'll get to that in a second, are sort of band-aid solutions for now, but at least they're ones that we can use right now in real time. Because it takes a long time to change legislation. That lawsuit that I mentioned in the 70s, it started in 75 and it wasn't until 1981 when the property tax system was overhauled. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of who am I. Let's put aside all of the boring math or whatever data and talk a little bit about character assessments. I mentioned before, I don't have the clout of our elected officials right now. I've been organizing on the community board. I'm a board member of the Met Council on Housing, the oldest tenants' rights advocacy group in the state of New York, and a community member, knocking on doors, sharing flyers with neighbors in all sorts of weather. And despite that, with a group of other residents, we were able to get the attention of Preston Nivlak. He's the commissioner of the Department of Finance. Why? Because we had one HDFC in particular, 952 St. Mark's Avenue, that was considered distressed. It had fallen under the AEP program, that's the Alternative Enforcement Program, and I think TPT, which is the third party transfer. So essentially these are programs that they had good intentions back in the 70s, and AEP was more recent, but unfortunately they are being used as loopholes to foreclose on these properties. So anyhow, we managed to get State Assemblywoman Inez Dickens, well, of course this is frozen now. All right, anyway, there's a little recording, but I'll skip the recording. This is a small meeting that we had, the four of us, along with Preston, the commissioner, to fight for that HDFC. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I have been doing for years, not only fighting for our HDFCs, but all of these different forms of housing with few resources. So imagine what we could do if we collaborate together and if I have a full-time dedicated staff. So just going back to quick solutions, you can appeal your market value if you have a single family home or if you fall into that class 1 designation. There's a way to do it online. You can also appeal your assessed market value, your assessed value as well as your market value. There are tax credits that we can use. For example, the J51 tax abatement, that expired in 2022, but there's a new version of it. You have until 2029. Yes, 2026, I'm sorry, to apply for that. Basically, this tax abatement allows you to, if you rehabilitate your property, you can claim those benefits for a certain period. But there are certain conditions that have to be met. Finally, this neighborhood is in a historic designation. It's, I can share the map later so you can see where the boundaries begin and end. Yuen Chin, who was unable to attend today, she's the president of the West Harlem Community Preservation Organization. This is another group that I'm a part of. So historic preservation, very important. And that's it. Did I keep it under 10 minutes? Oh my God. Okay. To grow this, it really takes a village. So, you know, I know some of you said, you got my vote, thank you. But it's not just the votes, it's also this community, bringing this community together across, not just Harlem, across the entire city really, because I'm about this for my family in Brooklyn too. And of course, contributions, so talk about that later. And like I said, volunteering, we need all hands on deck for this. The election is June 24th, which is the day before my birthday. But the primaries actually start, early voting starts on June 14th. So with that, I thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for your time.